Because I swear. By Sarah1281. Chapter 19. Why drunken time travel is a bad idea. Kakashi is mildly drunk. He had wanted to stay completely sober, but as Naruto, Jiraiya, Gamabunta, and even Minato all drinking, he felt obliged to have some as well. Of course, he was glad he did, because by the time Naruto managed to get drunk, which took quite a bit of sake thanks to the Kyuubi, he probably would have had a panic attack were he sober. Jiraiya and Gamabunta, despite apparently being regular drinking buddies, were also quite drunk, while he and Minato were only slightly intoxicated. Minato had refrained from overindulging as he didn't want to set a bad example by getting wasted in the middle of the day, while Kakashi was just worried that Naruto would end up spilling the beans on the fact that they were from the future. Of course, the boy was so drunk that no one would believe him, but Team 7 occasionally acted odd enough that if anyone attempted to figure out what was up with them, he didn't want Naruto to inadvertently point them in the right direction. Hiroshini, I wish you when you died, Naruto said solemnly. Died? Jiraiya blinked a couple of times. Oh, died, kid. I didn't die. Naruto laughed suddenly. I know! Isn't that great? I love you, Hiroshini. With that, he stood shakily, wobbled over to his godfather, and practically collapsed on his lap. If only you were a girl, Jiraiya shook his head ruefully. And not 12. Or Minato's kid. Gamabunta chuckled ruefully.
So, if he was the exact opposite of himself, you'd be better off wishing that about someone with less to change.
Jiraiya thought about that for a minute. Well, I do like blondes. I am not hearing this, Minato moaned. Jiraiya-sensei likes blondes. Don't be too put out, Minato-sensei. Kakashi tried to console him, doing his best to ignore the buzzing in his head. From what I can tell, he likes most anything female and of age. And Naruto is neither. No, he's not, Minato agreed. He can do the Rasengan, though. How long did it take you to teach him? Oh, it took him a month, I'd say. I told him when I knew about it when we left for a wave. Kakashi lied. Why didn't you tell me? Minato demanded. That was a good 2 months ago. You're very overprotective, and I wasn't sure if you'd be okay with me teaching him such a risky jutsu. Kakashi covered. Once he had it down, I couldn't complain, Minato argued. Well, much. And then there was what happened after you found out just a little about what happened in Wave, Kakashi continued. Minato looked stricken. You let my son die! That was completely different! Maybe I didn't want to take that chance, Kakashi sniffed. And what you should be doing is asking Naruto why he didn't tell you, as he wouldn't get in trouble if you didn't like my teaching methods. There, now that was Naruto's problem. Kakashi was even reasonably sure that he deserved it, as the boy was currently causing all sorts of problems for him. And then he told me that I didn't understand because our situations weren't exactly the same. Like anybody's gonna have the exact same sharp story. Isn't it enough we were both orphans? What? You're not an orphan? Jiraiya pointed out. Remember, Naruto, orphan means both parents are dead, not just one. Kakashi quickly stepped in. I know that. I'm not stupid. Naruto pouted. No, but you are extremely drunk. Kakashi countered. I'm not, Naruto declared, climbing unsteadily to his feet. See? Of course, then he promptly fell over, so the effect was rather lessened. You didn't teach Sasuke or Sakura the Rasengan, did you? Minato asked, worried that Kakashi had decided to up and teach A-rank jutsus to every minor he interacted with. Team 7 was his first attempt at teaching anyone who hadn't been in Anbu, after all. Of course not, Kakashi denied. I only taught Naruto the Rasengan because you invented it, and he was going to learn it at some point anyway. Minato looked relieved. I'm sorry, I should have known you wouldn't be so reckless. I did teach Sasuke the Chidori, though, Kakashi admitted. And Sakura? Minato looked almost afraid of the answer. Just the taijutsu and increasing her chakra reserves. Her control is perfect, but she doesn't have enough of it for any of the heavy hitters yet, Kakashi replied. Hey, Kakashi! Naruto had managed to get to his feet again and stumble over to his fellow time traveler. You know how the Chidori is supposed to be an assassination thingy? as I created it, the odds of me having that knowledge are quite good, Kakashi confirmed. Is that a no? Naruto asked after trying and failing to figure out what that meant. Kakashi said, no, that's a yes. So that's a yes? Naruto didn't understand that either. Yes, I do know that Chidori is supposed to be an assassination jutsu, Kakashi clarified. Sure, assassinations are supposed to be quiet, so why is the Chidori sound like birds? Naruto asked. Surprisingly reasonable considering he was too wasted to walk straight. Jiraiya and Gamabunta had apparently been playing a game of a sort, as Gamabunta was loudly accusing the seinen of cheating. How does he know what the Chidori sounds like? Minato asked suspiciously. Thinking quickly, Kakashi replied, he saw me showing it to Sasuke. Don't worry, he and Sakura were far enough away not to be in any danger from it. He does have a point about it being too loud for an assassination jutsu, Minato decided. When you're only assassinating one person, by the time they hear the Chidori, they're already dead. Kakashi defended his prize jutsu. Besides, if we can have orange-clad ninja, then I can have a nature-oriented killing technique. What's wrong with being an orange-clad ninja? Naruto demanded. It's not very stealthy, for one, Kakashi answered. Do I need to be? Naruto was honestly curious. Ninja usually were before we settled down and formed villages, Minato replied. Oh, well, that's stupid. I'd rather be orange than stealthy, Naruto announced. No kidding, Kakashi muttered. Hey! Jiraiya's head suddenly shut up and he stumbled his way over to them. Naruto still got to ride on Gamabunta to see if he passes the test. Kakashi eyed Naruto critically. Are you sure that's such a good idea? He could barely stand.
Not to worry, it can sit on my head,
Gamabunta assured him.
just as long as he doesn't fall off.
I can do it! Naruto insisted. I did it before and I can do it again!
We've never met before, kid,
Gamabunta told him. Yeah, we have! It was a long time ago, before I went back in, Naruto started to say before Kakashi clamped a hand over his mouth. That's quite enough of that, don't you think? He said sternly. He really hoped Naruto could keep his mouth closed while he was riding around on Gamabunta. Don't worry, Kakashi, Naruto stage whispered. I won't give away our secrets. Kakashi smacked his forehead. At the rate this was going, he wouldn't be too sure about that. What secret? Minato asked darkly. Why are you and my son keeping secrets from me? Kakashi groaned. That was it. Naruto was never allowed to go drinking again. Sakura could barely move after her first day of training. She was fairly certain that Tsunade had gone easier on her when she had first started in the old timeline, but then she supposed that since she had some experience this time, the Slunk Sennin had figured she could handle it. Not to mention she only had a month to train for the finals. Sakura decided to take the senior crowd home to try and see if she could regain enough chakra to heal herself a bit or find some place to clean herself up, as she really didn't want her civilian parents to see her and get concerned. On her way past the barbecue place, she saw Team 10 sans Asuma eating right in front and decided that she might as well put her return home off further and say hi. Hi guys, she greeted them with a smile. Hi Are you alright? Ino asked, concerned. You look like you just got the crap beaten out of you. I kinda did, Sakura admitted. Just tell me you did it and I swear to God they are going down, Ino growled. Oh, it's nothing like that, Sakura assured her friend. It's just part of my training for the exam. Really? Ino asked skeptically. Why aren't you doing anything like that, Shikamaru? Troublesome, Shikamaru murmured, resting his head on the table. What? Ino demanded.
He said troublesome,
Choji helpfully repeated. I know that! Anko insisted.
Then why did you ask what he said?
Choji asked reasonably. I was being dramatic! Ino shook her head. My teammates have no sense of melodrama! And my teammates are all suffering from an excess, Sakura replied. I think that's worse, actually. If you say so. Ino sounded unconvinced. She poked Shikamaru's head. If you don't take your training seriously, then how in the world do you expect to be able to avenge me in the finals? Sakura froze. Avenge you? Ino nodded. Yeah, against that Tamari girl that I went up against in the preliminaries. Shikamaru's going up against her in the first round. Vengeance is not the answer, Ino, Sakura amended. Ino looked at her questioningly at the slip-up, but didn't ask about it. I understand that I needed a wake-up call. This exam has made me realize more than anything that this is not a game. But did you really have to be so brutal about it? Sakura shrugged helplessly. Suna's a different world, you know? She didn't have to go out of her way to humiliate me like that, Ino pointed out. Just being outmatched was enough. I know, but Sakura hesitated. Do you really have to use the word vengeance? I kind of have a minor panic attack every time I hear that word, or any variation of it.
Why?
Toji asked, reaching for another plate of barbecue. Well, Sakura trailed off. Talking to Sasuke about vengeance probably counted as encouraging him, especially as it would be something that they temporarily had in common and Ino still liked him, even if she did seem to be making an honest effort to be more serious about being a kunoichi. You normally have to say that to Sasuke, right? Shikamaru asked, and apparently quite often. How did you know? Sakura asked, surprised. He's the most likely one on your team to be after vengeance after what Orochimaru did. Shikamaru replied with a shrug. He is so tragic! Ino swooned. He also doesn't like talking about it, so unless you want to make him mad, don't mention it, Sakura advised. Of course I'm not going to do that! Ino exclaimed. What do you take me for? Oblivious? Sasuke was sitting in a clearing in the woods trying to improve his control over Amaterasu. Given the fact that if he made a mistake, he'd have a forest fire on his hands, and it hadn't rained in a while, that was some pretty powerful incentive to not mess this up. I'm telling you, Lee, it's probably just someone practicing a jutsu. Neji's voice sounded from a little ways behind him. But Neji, forest fires are so unyouthful, Lee protested. Don't you agree, Tenten? I think it doesn't matter what I think, as we're going to investigate either way, Tenten responded as Team Guy stepped into view. Ah, it is my eternal rival, Lee said, pointing at Sasuke dramatically. Neji raised an eyebrow. I thought I was your so-called eternal rival. Careful, Neji, you sound jealous, Tenten teased. I'm not, Neji insisted, glaring at her. And it looks like I was right about the jutsu practice. Do not worry, Neji. Just because Guy-sensei only has one eternal rival does not mean it is not possible to have more than one, Lee assured him. Since when am I your eternal rival? Sasuke wanted to know. Since Sakura revealed that she was madly in love with you, of course, Lee declared. She said she used to like me, Sasuke reminded him, and that we're not going to worry about her hormones until after we make Chunin. And I will fight you since we both made it to the finals, Lee nodded. I remember. Lee, Tenten said, the way the tournament is set up, you'll only fight Sasuke if you both make it to the final round. Then make it to the final round. I shall, Lee declared. What about you? Will you meet me there? I'll definitely make it, Sasuke said. But whether I'll see you there or not is another story. Your first opponent is Naruto after all, and he's my eternal rival. Oh, yeah, Lee gushed. You guys will need to get past me first, and I simply do not see that happening, Neji interjected. You wouldn't meet Lee until the final round if you made it that far, but I will definitely beat you. If Sakura doesn't do it for me, Sasuke said, almost as an afterthought. Neji snorted. The pink-haired girl? She may have beaten Hinata-sama, but I could have done it in a fraction of the time. She's fated to lose that match. 27 minutes, Tenten announced. What? Sasuke asked, confused. Tenten keeps track of how long Neji goes without talking about fate, Lee explained. I don't believe in fate, Sasuke declared. It does not matter if you believe or not, Neji said. What is meant to be will be. That is such an easy thing to say, Tenten spoke up. After something is already done, it is the easiest thing in the world to claim that there was no other way for it to have played out, even though a different choice would have resulted in a different outcome. True, Neji allowed, but a different choice was not made because it was not fated to be made. I actually agree with 10-10 on this one, Sasuke said. I can all too clearly see a world where Kakashi didn't lead an angry mob by my house the night of a massacre, so everyone would know Orochimaru was responsible, and so my brother would be blamed, and I'd spend the rest of my life trying to kill him. Just think, if Kakashi had taken a different path that night, or not pissed off so many people. But that didn't happen, Neji said decisively, because that's absurd. You're telling me, Sasuke muttered. Sasuke and Sakura were already waiting at Ichibaku Ramen when Naruto bounded in as full of energy as ever. Kakashi trailed after him, holding a hand in front of his eyes. Is he alright? Sakura asked, concerned. Why, yes, I'm feeling fantastic. In fact, I'm feeling so great, I might just have to go take down an Akatsuki member single-handedly. Kakashi snapped. Don't mind him, Naruto said cheerfully. He's just cranky because he's hungover from earlier when we initiated me into the Third Summoners this morning. Then why aren't you? Sasuke asked. Naruto gave him a strange look. Because I was initiated into the Third Summoners. I just said that. I'm thrilled. I missed being able to summon them. No, I meant why aren't you hungover? Sasuke clarified. Naruto shrugged. I don't know. Fast metabolism? It's probably the QB. Kakashi hazarded a guess, and I officially hate him. Being a Jinchuriki is not all fun and games, you know, Naruto lectured sternly. Even if it is next to impossible to experience chakra exhaustion, you have amazing stamina, heal ridiculously fast, and apparently don't get hungover. That's not the only reason, Kakashi informed him. What did I do? Naruto asked, clueless. Every time you turned around, you kept mentioning something from the future, Kakashi burst out. I did? Naruto looked sheepish. My bad. Naruto, how could you? Sakura demanded. I was drunk, Naruto reminded her. And it will never happen again, Kakashi vowed. Aww, Naruto sulked. So what happened? What did you tell them? Sakura asked anxiously. Kakashi shrugged. I managed to convince them for the most part that Naruto was just really, really drunk, but they may remember this later and put two and two together if we're not careful. And frankly, Naruto, you blowing a ton of money on sake to get drunk is simply not worth the risk. Why didn't we ever tell anyone anyway? Sasuke asked. There was a silence. Well, it's kind of hard to believe, Naruto said at last. Yeah, but we know enough that we shouldn't, that we could convince people easily enough, Sasuke pointed out. Naruto shrugged. Kakashi hadn't said anything when I got back. They looked to Kakashi, since he'd been back a decade before Naruto. I just didn't want to, Kakashi said simply. That's ridiculous, Sakura said. Perhaps, Kakashi replied. But it's working for us, so Naruto can't drink. You two shouldn't either, just in case. Sakura snorted. My parents would kill me, she paused. Although while we're on the subject of things we're not allowed to do, Ino's apparently on a revenge kick right now, so we need to keep her away from Sasuke. No arguments here, Sasuke agreed. And now, we've got more things that are important to Sasuke than revenge! Naruto beamed. I